Pourhouse presents.
It's actually a privilege to be doing this, and we'll try not to let ourselves or you down. We'll start off with a love song. We don't do very many love songs, so we'll start off with a love song. It's called The Love Song of Mr. Pym and Lizzie. That's it. I can't feel my legs, said the girl selling eggs in a tent at the fair in July. My best floral dress is all in a mess, crumpled, askew and awry.
I won't look to weird. I'll nod if I see her. Affect unconcern or look busy. Does this suit look too cheap? Am I dull and effete? She's so pretty, so poised, sweet Lizzie. Take my hand, I think this is love. Take my hand, this is love. Take my hand, I think this is love. Take my hand, this is love. Lizzie, is this love?
Mr. Pym.
Lizzie, is this love?
Mr. Pym.
Lizzie, is this love? Lizzie, is this love?
Thank you. The next one's definitely not a love song. It's based on or inspired by the brutal murder of Desdemona by Othello, all based on jealousy and hatred and things like that. It's called Curving 2 a.m.
Curving 2 a.m. on your neck. Tears of love and hate are falling. Fingers on your neck. Smooth, so sweet, tempting dark. You foul, so fair, so fine. Gentle lips don't leave a mark. Remember you were mine. Gentle lips don't leave a mark. Remember you were mine. Gentle lips don't leave a mark. Remember you were mine. Man one day, man one night. Be man forevermore. Out the light, put out the light. Sweet, sweet love of mine. Out the light, put out the light. Sweet, sweet love of mine. Out the light, put out the light. Sweet, sweet love of mine.
Thank you.
I suppose for me, that's really interesting to know that you guys have only been playing as a duo for 2 years. Because I was going to say, how did you get together as a duo to play?
Right, you can do this one.
Oh, all right, then I'll do this one. It was lockdown, really. We sort of, after we'd done the garden to death, we, ran out of ideas. So I started writing a few songs, and Gary started putting tunes to them. And it was for nobody but ourselves. And then one day, a friend of ours said, well, why don't you let people hear these? So we had a group of chosen friends who came and sat in the garden, and we had lunch and played. And they all said, oh, you should go and do this.
Sorry, you brought your friends' children round to hear your music. So
About
how many
right.
of them are still alive?
A few.
And then we went to open mics, and that's how it's
Yeah,
gone.
we did start going to open mics. We went to Harry's Bar.
Yeah.
And saw some of these guys that are in here playing, and you and Alec, and then you said, come here.
Yeah.
We didn't know this existed, and you said, come here. And we did.
And
we had
the
3
legacy
songs.
started.
Yeah,
So I suppose, because you see people and you don't know, I'd assumed you'd played as a duo for years. And I'd seen the photographs of you when you're younger in a band.
Yeah.
And I'd assumed that you were in a band, but then you went for a duo. So, okay, let's cut to the chase, guys. How did you first get into music? And was it through your relationship, or did your relationship come through music?
No, I always used to sing in the choir at church. Doesn't sound like it now, really, but that was the sort of starting point for me. And I had piano lessons, but I was very naughty and never practiced, so they sacked me. And then, I don't know, years went by, and somebody bought me a bass guitar, which I didn't know what to do with. So I met this guy in the pub, and he said, "I'll teach you how to play bass." And 2 weeks later, I was
We've all said that.
Hey? No, he's a nice guy. And 2 weeks later, I was in his band. So that was me into the music. Gary was different.
Yeah, I actually used to play the harmonica and sing a little bit, and that's what I was really, a harmonica player. And I didn't play guitar at all. I could play guitar a little bit, 3 chords, which is probably what I do now. But yeah, that was about it. I'm not a guitarist at all. Liked guitar, never allowed to play guitar in any of the 3 or 4 bands that I was in. He was in a band with me. Rich, ukulele, was the guitarist in one of our bands.
So why did you join a band in the first place?
I think I was in a band and I wasn't the singer. And I left. And the other members of the band left after I left, and we formed a band and I was the singer, which is awful, I know, but it's just the way it happened, yeah.
So what made you first get into a band, though? So you're saying you're not a guitarist, you said you weren't a singer, so why did you go, do you know what, I'm joining a band?
Probably from being very young, I was very, very interested in Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones as a kid. And
he likes to show off.
Yeah, and I thought they were very, very exciting. And I saw a friend a bit older than me playing in her band, only outside at some festival in the middle of town. And I thought, that's what I'd like to do, when I leave school or whatever.
It's really funny, Ruth, saying that, because I think people who have only seen you in McDowell and been here, you have an impression of someone. And I had an impression of you. Mm. And then I saw Gary and the Juniors. And I went, oh my God, who is that up on stage? I mean, that was like Mick Jagger on, well, anything. So what's the real you?
Oh, well, what's the real anybody?
So, no, it's okay. So, obviously we're persona. And there's persona you do now, and McDowell is that. But the persona is so different. You're there with a hat on, you're on a table, you're gyrating, you're clapping, you're getting everybody up and dancing.
True. Yeah, I think one of my big influences was Dr. Feelgood and Lee Brillo. As I got into my 20s, I liked
I can see
Dr. Feelgood and the antics on stage, and I thought that's got to be attractive to an audience, rather than just standing at the front with a guitar.
Well, I sort of fell in love with Leonard Cohen in sort of 1967, 1968, and that's a good start. In fact, Leonard Cohen, and The Doors, who I also like, they were both on at the Isle of Wight Festival in 1970. So I said, oh, this is how old I am. I said, oh, I've got to go to the Isle of Wight.
So you were 3 years old and your parents let you go. What the hell is going on?
With 4 children. It's true. In a Land Rover.
So for you, Gary, what was your first early inspirations?
Well, I was actually brought up as a child, living at my granddad's, listening to Slim Whitman and a lot of country music. And it just sort of was there all the time. Originally, my mouth organ playing was centered very much around country music. I played those sort of Duane Eddy songs and things like that. And the sort of blues and R&B stuff came later, really. It was country, really, that I first started off looking at doing.
Right, well. Next one's a story.
Ooh, a story.
It's not a terribly happy...
It's about being up north.
Yeah, it's about being up north, but it's not a terribly happy story, but then not many of our stories are very happy, really. It's called Northern Moors. Nancy had a pretty dog whose name was Ellie Mae. And Annie had a whippet, blue and white and grey. Through winter, spring and summer months, their lives were full of thrills. Their lives were full of dogs and doves, blue skies and hills, across the northern moor. The years went by and the whippet died. Ellie Mae went missing. They talked about the good old days, sweet reminiscing. They found them in the pigeon loft. The gun was by his side. All memories wiped and hopes destroyed. Their twisted fate entwined across the northern circling sky, the flat-cap Shangri-La. Just love and life and endings, no tears, no false bright star. Love and life and endings are all we have. The chance brings boundless happiness if we just join the dance across the northern moor. Thank you. Anyway, this is called Doll's House.
Nothing to do with the RSPCA.
Come into the doll's house. We'd like you to stay. They leer and they whimper. Please don't go away. Don't leave us alone, locked in time without love. Come in to the doll's house. Come gently, sweet dove.
She's a round, pretty face with pink cheeks and red clothes. She's got curly blonde hair and a cute wrinkled nose. Her sister has dark hair and a strange crooked smile. Her jumper needs mending. She lacks any style. All alone on a sideline sits a child with one arm, unpleasantly pointing, but meaning no harm. One crimson perhaps take his medication, come into the dollhouse. We like you to stay. They leer and they whimper. Please don't go away. Don't you leave us alone. Locked in time without love. Come into the doll's house. Come gently, sweet dove. Turn your back, walk away with a hastening pace. I'll risk subjugation, sans eyes and sans taste. No lingering look, no small backward glance. Regret not your turning, leave the dance one last chance. Regret not your turning, leave the dance one last chance. Regret not your turning, leave the dance one last chance.
And that was Doll's House, not Dog's House.
I'm in
So when you write songs, okay, what happens between you? Because your songs are, they're stories, and I normally say to people at this point, are your songs from your experience, or are they stories? And I really, really hope to God these are stories. Okay, so how does that work, right? I'm assuming they're stories. So who comes up with the music? Who comes up with the lyrics? How do you work that dynamic when you go, we're going to do a song?
It's really simple, actually, because I write the words and he does the music. And then we come together and, decide what key things are in and things like that. And who's singing.
Change the odd verse.
Yeah. So that's it. Because I've always written poetry.
So what comes first, your poetry or the tune?
Yeah, the words definitely come first. Yeah.
The song you just finished that last little bit with was Doll's House. Tell us about Doll's House.
Well, I was driving down Springbank in Hull, and I stopped at the traffic lights and just happened to glance to my right, and there was a house full of dolls. They were all sort of ranged on the windowsills, and they were all, you know how they do, sort of looking at you. And I thought, God, I hate dolls. And I went back home and wrote Doll's House.
Wow.
And it was probably the quickest song I've ever written, because there's nothing to it, really.
So Ruth comes to you, and she said, right, I've got these words. How do you then take that to go to that?
Well, we all know and are very familiar with riffs and blues riffs and things out of other songs. I mean, we all nick stuff, don't we? Ideas and tunes and things like that. So it needed to sound dark and eerie, I suppose. So it was, and I'm a big believer in keeping things simple. Don't overcomplicate anything, as you can probably tell from my playing. All of you.
Quite often he says, oh, no, that'll have to go, And, I start off with about 10 verses.
Yeah, we chuck them
ridiculously.
Out. Yeah.
I'd love to know the verses that you missed out of that one. So, obviously for people who are here, they've known you and they've seen you for a while playing around. So for people who are watching on YouTube and the internet, How would you define your sound? How would you pigeonhole yourself if you had to?
We've talked about this quite a lot because we can't really categorize what we do, I think. We started off pretending to be folk musicians. Well, that didn't work, did it? Because, we went to one folk club and it was like, never darken these doors again, which was revealing and satisfying in a way, because I didn't want to be a folk musician.
Alternative folk, that's what we went
That's
out
what we
as.
say, and that doesn't work.
Yeah.
I think it's indie. I just think it's indie. A lot of it's pop songs, to be honest. I just think it's indie.
Pop songs with a darker vibe.
Yeah, probably pop. Yeah. I'm in the doghouse.
We write quite a lot of songs about dancing, really. This is called I Don't Want to Dance Tonight. I don't want to dance tonight. I don't want romance tonight. Just make an exception. Don't look for perfection and dance tonight. I don't want to walk through the town like some loved one upside down. I should change my direction and not look for affection and dance tonight. Dance tonight. Dance tonight. Dance tonight. Dance tonight. I've got an unwanted silver locket along with a knife in my pocket. It's not for protection, no, it's for redemption, and then I can dance tonight. I'll dance tonight. I'll dance tonight. I'll dance tonight. I'm going to dance tonight. Let's dance tonight. Let's dance tonight. Let's dance tonight. I'm going to dance tonight. This is a song called Rope. It's a bit ambiguous, really. I'm not sure what the ending, how it turns out. You might have a different view to me. But anyway, it's called Rope. It's in A. She swung from a rope on a tree in the forest. A heart was Monday in May after rain. The note in her pocket requesting her presence, purpose uncertain, urging her patience, read meet me, and then I'll explain. Then in the twilight, slowly and slowly, the dull, dusky hour, ever closer and colder, the careless day to wear away. Long after midnight, she watched and she waited, thoughts unconcerned, uncomplicated, but the birds hid their heads in dismay. She swung from a rope on a tree in the forest, an unexplained note and half a peach in her pocket. It was Monday in May after rain.
So, for people who want to know more about McDowell, how can they find you? How can they find you on the internet?
We're very low profile.
Yeah, we're quite low. Well, I mean, we've got a Facebook McDowell duo.
So how would I find that on Facebook?
Just McDowell duo.
McDowell
just put
duo.
that in, yeah.
Simple as that.
Simple as that, yeah. And
Well, I guess people will be able to work that out, won't they?
yeah, there's a couple of photographs and maybe a tune or something that's been recorded.
You got anything on Instagram or?
We've got some stuff on a few platforms now. Yeah, we had a small 5-track CD that we did last year. They're all on Spotify. Christ, I can't remember the names of them. Apple Music, YouTube.
The
those
usual
sort of things.
platforms.
Is that what they say?
The usual platforms. So, what have you guys got coming up that might be of interest to people? Maybe to come and see you, or singles coming out?
We've got a festival across the river that you're doing, the Slumber Fest.
Everybody here is going to Slumber.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to be an amazing
Yeah.
festival.
Yeah, it is. And we've got there's a music day across the river over near Doncaster called Epworth Music Day. and we've been invited to play twice at that at that festival. So we're playing there is it in July, is it?
No, it's June.
June.
Fantastic.
This month, actually. I think it's the 21st because it coincides with Midsummer.
Yes, it's Midsummer Festival. That's
so
what it is.
It's either the Sunday. No, it's the Saturday. I
So
think
we're
it
doing
isn't
that.
the 21st.
So a question I am asking, and my wife has told me, this is the most boring question. Do not ask anybody this. But anyway, I'm going to do it. If you had a chance to collaborate with anybody live now, who would it be?
I don't think anybody would have us, do you? Really?
You've got a chance, right? We can stick this out on the internet. The chances of it happening are slim.
You mean
However,
somebody famous?
they're not zero.
You mean
They're
somebody famous or somebody in this room?
anybody. Anybody you would like to collaborate with for a song.
Well, for me, it's got to be Willie Nelson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That would be the one that would
That'd be
go, do you
amazing,
know what?
yeah.
I've made it.
Come on, Willie. Let's
Yeah.
have a go at
Yeah,
this.
let me do that. So, internet. Seriously, it's a 1 in a million, 1 in a billion. If we can make this work, we will definitely stick this out at the end of the video. And Ruth, for you?
Oh, I think all the people I would like to work with are dead, actually.
Okay, that's going to be a lot
yeah.
harder for us
Could
to
be-
achieve.
could be tricky.
However, let's not rule it out.
I don't know. Nick Cave, yeah, Nick Cave.
Nick Cave. Nick
yeah,
Cave.
Nick Cave.
So again, internet. Nick, if you are watching, and I'm sure you are, we need to get this done, right? And seriously, you can do the lyrics. Ruth will do the lyrics. We'll sort it out. Okay, thank you. Right, what?
Yeah. This is a bit of Gothic whimsy. It's called The Dance of Love. 1, 2, 3.
She came into the ballroom, all feathers and fur, no smile on her lips, no comb in her hair. She looked at the dancers for what seemed like an age, and left in a carriage with a small purple page.
Won't you
Dance, the dance of love. Dance with me. Dance with me. Don't you love the dance of love? Dance with me. You dance with me. She waltzed and she tangoed alone in her room. No partner to hold her, but one day quite soon she knew she'd finally take to the floor with the one of her choosing, the one she'd adore. To dance, the dance of love. Dance with me. Dance with me. Don't you love the dance of love? Dance with me. You dance with me. Be unwilling, too proud, too coy. All that she'd ask would be one night of joy. Peace would drop slowly like death's sleepy veil. No more of the ballroom, good night, sweet sad tale. To dance, the dance of love. Dance with me, dance with me. Don't you love the dance of love? Dance with me, you dance with me.
Okay, so my first one is, having only been a duo for 2 years, but already having so many like amazing songs, what's one piece of advice you'd give to people who want to get into songwriting or want to do more songwriting, or your top tip?
I think you just wait till the inspiration comes and then capitalise on it, really. I think it's very difficult to I know bands have to work to order and they have deadlines. They've got to do an album or something. I've no idea how that works. But, trust what you do.
Yeah, trust yourself. I mean, there's some great songwriters in here now. I mean, you've written your own stuff yourself. Sam writes his own songs, brilliant songs. Some of the guys across here do their own stuff, Squeaks and Dylan and people like that. Roy and Nick, they do their own songs. And Moggy, Rich at the back does. So everybody's doing it, I think, already. And once you start trusting yourself, it's great,
And then you've got to go out in front of people and test them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the worst bit. But it's absolutely necessary.
Okay, my second one is, if you could have one superpower for a day, what would it be?
Playing the right key.
I've always quite fancied the idea of being able to fly.
Why?
Well, I used
He
to
likes
dream I
birds.
could fly. I like birds and things like that. I'd like to be able to fly.
Okay, that's my questions done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, well, this is a serious one then. It's called Questions. When I was younger, I think I thought I knew the answer to everything. That's youth for you, isn't it? Now I'm a little bit older, shall we say. I realise it's not that simple. In fact, they're very rare. It's very rare that you get a proper answer to the big questions in life. So this is called Questions. When the dance is over, no more hellos, goodbyes. When the bright lights and laughter fades, perhaps we ask, what now? Perhaps we ask, what now?
If you ask the night, her hair in rags and flowers, play the fool, win her heart with gentle guile and smiles. She'll just talk of times long past as she whiles away the hours. tread hard, cold ground. You bless the shower, you watch it fall, you softly say, Amen. She'll just talk of times long past as she whiles away the hours. They never stay the same. You whisper soft, you softly cross those deep and darker pools. She'll just talk of times long past as she whiles away the hours. Ask no more the night. Don't walk and drive in rain. Don't question raging rivers. The answer's all the same. Don't follow every sinking star. Don't reach for heaven's cross. Believe we know and know no more than life and love. And life and love and love.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Pourhouse, what an evening we've had. These guys have been incredible. Please put your hands together for McDowell.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. If you see this and you like it, please hit subscribe. Please hit follow. We've got some amazing acts that we've done before on the Pourhouse Presents. So, yeah, thank you.